Hey guys, just got another quick update on the airplane. Haven't gotten too much done because I had a bit of a setback. Had to get a third surgery on my shoulder to try to free it up, so haven't been able to haul it out to the airport. So in the meantime, a little bit of time off work and I've just been doing a little stuff. So let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what I've got done. All right, I know it doesn't look like much, but I pulled all the wiring out and I've been slowly, getting it loomed up and rerouted so that I can finally get this instrument panel put in, get the glare shield on, and then once I do that, I can hit these couple rivets here on the corners, and then that frees up room that I can rivet the channel in on the door and get the doors built. So I've had the stick and such in and out several times trying to get the brake lines run. So I've got the brake lines coming in from each side, just a dowel clamped down there and run along the bottom of the tunnel here. I made a couple of these little brackets just to keep it, pinned where I need it to, so it's out of the way of, when the stick moves, it's not going to hit my brake cables. And then I got the parking brake mounted up there, cables going to it, so now I just need to run the brake cables up to there, but I ran out of brake line, so I ordered some of that from Zenith today. You can hear the F-35s flying in the background here. I got the throttles mounted, so dual throttles here. So I got those in their final position up through the firewall, and then just kind of run through Adele clamps and such over here to the intake. So all these zip ties are still just temporary, but kind of getting everything in its final position. Then coming around this side of the airplane, I've been running a bunch of wires. So these are twisted 2-wire shielded. That'll go back to the tail beacon X. I ran the power wires for that on the other side. So all I've done is I run this loom through that channel there in the longerons, all the way from the tail forward. And I've done that on all 4 corners. So those are power wires for the beacon. And then down here, I'll run the flap motor wires up. But the other thing, all the wiring from the header tank goes up through there. That's the other thing I've done is I finished off this fuel line coming up. So it's all finished from the header tank forward. And then in this corner, so let me spin this around here maybe. Sorry. Top corner, you said, yeah, that's the twisted shielded wire back to the AV30. And then on the bottom, it runs all the way up here, is the trim for the elevator trim wires. So I still have to wire all that in, but I've got it run. And then in the back here, I just have, there's that twist. I bought 50 feet of it just in case, because I've been known to have to remake a wire or two. Here's our trim wires. And then the power wires are in here. And then the last one coming back is this little access panel. Go out to in. That's for the control for the ELT. It's like this phone cord, which is a real pain to run because it's already got the ends on it, so it doesn't really fit many places easily. And then I think I showed before that I got those access panels in. So finally, we'll come back over here to the old mobile building table, and I've just done real minor stuff here with the instrument panel. I think all this stuff had been done beforehand. I've just been working on the wiring behind it. And then I added one more panel here, and I think I'm going to put a mount for an iPad. We use these iPads at work that work pretty well, and I forget the name of the mount for a pivot mount. So I think I might put a pivot mount right here to have a little iPad for ADS-B traffic and moving map and such if I decide the eyeballs and paper and pencil are a little too difficult there. So the next is to put in the flap switch and the trim switch. And I think I'm going to initially just have one trim switch and indicator as opposed to putting them on the sticks right away. I'm going to have just a push to talk on the stick. So watching videos of guys flying these, it doesn't seem like they trim all that much. So I don't know whether to put it in the middle, like to where I'll take hand off the throttle, come to the middle to work the trim. And then if you're flying from the right seat, again, I can take hand off the throttle and work the trim, or whether to just put it on the pilot side, the trim, an indicator over here, and then if I need to go cross cockpit, you know, if I'm flying from the right seat, you know, I can reach over and trim, you know, from the right seat. It's reachable. I don't know that it would be ideal. But I kind of want to skip the whole putting in relays and such to get that going. And then I thought they sent a flap indicator and switch, but I can't for the life of me find that. So I'm going to have to dig through all my piles of boxes and such to see if I have that to get that put in. And then the panel will be pretty much done. I'm going to have to make a few, hey puppy, cutouts for, you know, like where the edge of this is, or I'll just have to shave that off. And then, no, just where the screws go. So I'll have to mess around with that to get it to fit in there nice before I put that glare shield on. That's about it. I'll do another update if I ever make any real progress.